이름이 뭐야?
자석버그로 몸무리
뭐야
살리는
씨발.
거 미쳤.
근데 스카니아 서버 뭐야 이거? 얘는 너무 야한데? 얘는 왜?
Okay, so maybe you've heard of this game, and maybe you've even played it before. It's a game that goes as far back as You haven't heard of it before? Then maybe you've heard of these. What about this, or this guy? How about these girls? What about him, or him, or him, or him, or even him? Point is, everything all started from here, a game released 20 years ago that lives quietly in the hearts of many South Koreans worldwide. MMOs are given a chance at the spotlight once, and as they peak, they never see those numbers again. Both Korean and global servers lived those glory days decades ago, now a shadow of its past. But what if I told you that in Korea right now, the shadow is back? Welcome to Maple Journalism. Nah, but seriously, what is MapleStory anyways, and why am I the only person who doesn't know what it is? Well, to make it simple for everyone following, you make your guy, you kill stuff, you pick a job, yeah, like a job, that you'll permanently be for the rest of your career. Your Maple career. Man, I love watching Korean people play MapleStory. They say that Japanese people tend to become very open and honest while drunk in the streets of Japan. But did you ever want to know how a Korean person behaves at their primal core? Watch them play MapleStory, especially while they're scrolling. Now I'm sure you're wondering why the hell this guy is so mad, but we'd have to go all the way back to the beginning to answer that question. In MapleStory, there are 4 classes to choose from: the warrior, the archer, the magician, and the thief.
Aren't you forgetting someone?
Shut up! Anyways, each class brings a unique...
I've been playing since the Chaos server.
Right, but we're talking about the newly made server. That means we're taking it back all the way to version 0.01, which isn't even documented on this website. I know this because I watched a bunch of MapleLand videos, and El Nath isn't even introduced yet. Just think about it. A level 115 second job assassin whittling away at lichen rocks. Suck my balls. Now back to this guy. To truly empathize with somebody, one must know what it feels like to walk in a day in their shoes. So let's flash back to a few weeks when he first started MapleLand. Just a random unrelated question. But do you ever wonder what happens to those Korean LOL pros who play a season or 2 on an NA team and go back to Korea after their contract expires? Usually they either go back to hell, play a shooter, or they play this. Now, I'm not saying that this washed up K-pop star is a league pro, but he may as well be considering his interests. Hell, I'm willing to bet money that at least 90% of Korean males my age have probably played MapleStory at some point in their lives, and it's about to start all over again with MapleLand. So if you have played MapleStory before, you might be asking yourself, is this a Nexon official release? Is this fan-made? How long will it last for? Well, I don't know, it's kinda hard to explain and you'd probably click off the video if I did, but have you ever heard of Roblox? There's a built-in coding function which allows players to create their own games. If the game got popular, then the creator would receive a cut for each game item purchased from their server. Now Nexon released this new game, it's called MapleStory Worlds, and it basically acts like how Roblox would. So eventually, some random bored guy using the editor created the original beta game of MapleStory for millions of Koreans to access and play for free, just like 2003. Now that we got the boring explanation out of the way, allow me to introduce you to MapleStory's 4 main stats. Now with a little deducing, we can assume that the warrior would use strength, the magician taking intelligence, but what would the thief use? Alright, let's go back to this guy. We're gonna go back to him a lot. In order to figure out what class is right for us, let's see what he's decided to play.
근데 진짜 스피어맨 파이터 하는 사람은 없나? 근데 나 진짜 표도도 존나 어렵다. 야, 전사는 뭐 템 맞출 거 있냐?
Bro really contemplated hours and hours in a single stream at level 10 to figure out what he wants to play. This shit is for real, bro. Like, this game ain't no joke.
전사 모든 방면에서 그냥 중간인 느낌. 궁수 사냥 개빡셈 4개 직업 중 최하. 법사 씹쌀먹 캐릭 돈도 많이 안 들고 초반 뻥딜이 그냥 말이 안됨. 도적 돈 찍누 캐릭 뜨뜨를 위한 캐릭이 아닌가 싶다. 사냥도 나빼드 보스도 괜찮 그냥 돈 찍누 캐릭.
And we're back. Did you manage to guess what stat the thief needs to thrive? What, did you say luck? Alright, now it's my turn to make my new guy. Unfortunately, as a dude who doesn't live in Korea, I'm not allowed to play on MapleLand, but we can make do with this. Okay, whether you've played MapleStory or not, let's just turn off our brains and go back 20 years ago and pretend like this is our first time playing. Like any other good game, there is a tutorial. The tutorial is designed to help you understand the fundamental mechanics for the game in question. You get to move around and jump, basic attack to kill mobs, and you're given 3 basic skills that each have a unique function. No matter what class you decide to play, these skills are all the same for everyone, and it isn't until you choose your job where the paths start to branch out. Alright, it's my turn to give you my takes on these 4 classes. Warrior is the obvious first choice. Say you just really like the smacking snails with a stick aspect of the game. Warrior truly channels that mindset, and their skills help to assure that your stick hits hard. Playing Warrior is synonymous to playing Garen. You are weak with no range at first, and you're always chugging health potions. However, your efforts are rewarded when you achieve max level, just to get kited down by an Ashe. Archer. If you take the time out of your day to main a bowman, that's a skill issue. Now magicians, like I know you've seen the video title, but if you ask any giga sweaty mapler,
Hey, what class should I play?
their answer would go straight to the mage. Not only is it an easy ass class, it has range so you can farm safely, and as long as you know the basics, you will never die. Also, in terms of metagame, Int is the most desired stat in the game due to HP washing. What's HP washing? I'll explain it next time. Now, the man of the hour, the thumbnail of the video, the thief. Even if you know a tiny bit of MapleStory, like maybe you know this guy who knows this guy who knows this guy who's played MapleStory, then you've probably seen this before. Sauna robe, maple claw, bamboo helm, pink adventure cape, the kicks. These items perfectly describe the average thief class. But items aside, let me tell you why the thief is so popular. Warriors are fun because you get to get up and personal with your enemy. You know who else can get up and personal? The thief. But let's say you aren't a fan of the whole melee thing. Then you'd probably play an archer or a mage for the range. The thief can do that too, but better. Mobility is an important stat outside of the main 4 that is desired by every class. Most people have to gain speed from equipment in order to be fast, but thieves have a built-in skill that permanently makes them fast. Yeah, have fun clicking nimble feet for another 50 times.
Hey, are you almost here yet?
What? The archer? Okay, fine, I'll talk about the archer. The bowman class kinda reminds me of Luigi. Alright, hear me out. Archer players are dudes who play Pokemon Red and decide, yeah, I think I'll pick Bulbasaur. Like, clearly they're not right in the head, yet every time I see one, it pisses me the hell off. Also, they're just really good at the game in an annoying way, like how? How is that even possible? Stop downbeing! Speaking of melee characters, I was first going to say that Marth reminds me of the Bowman, but on second thought, Marth is just the magician. Just look at the difference between these 2 characters and compare the amount of button inputs that are required to play this guy compared to Marth. It's just like, why would you play anyone else? Well, I'll tell you why. Because this motherfucker is fun as shit. Thieves are an interesting class because the game rewards you much more if you take the time to learn the mechanics, and thieves are objectively the strongest class when put in the right hands. Okay, there's just one more factor that would persuade a player to choose a rightful class, but unfortunately, unlike MapleLand, some things can never come back. Fangblade, Tiger, Sushi, Curry Eye Shot. All of these legendary players of yesteryear may seem familiar to you if you've ever played back then. Or, if you played in KMS, maybe this guy is familiar. What I'm trying to say is, your class is more than just an attribute comparison. It's also part of you that stays with you forever, even after quitting the game. Oh hey, welcome back, washed up K-pop star. Did you decide to choose your job yet?
아, 나 표도 안 하는 게 맞나? 아!
근데 이게 솔직히 표도나 썬콜 이런 거 말고는 다
지서21님 별풍선
장단점이
5개
있어가지고
감사합니다.
고르기 힘들어 이게
이로.
솔직히. 그냥 마음이 가는 거 하는 게 맞아요, 또.
드알님,
예.
오늘 귀한 말씀 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
가자!
1위쯤은 진짜 아니었냐? 믿는다.
가자!
Alright, did I ever mention that my first ever Maple character was a warrior too? Thank you for watching. Next episode, we'll be looking into the intricacies of scrolls and how they turned a simple looking game into an advanced goldmine of degenerate gamblers. This has been FDGL, and I'll be seeing you next time.